And this was the shooting area. If somebody wanted to flee, they could shoot. You see that there are big places where there's no forest standing.
Only 30 years ago, Germany was still divided into East and West by a wall that would be deadly to cross.
And I felt about the story maybe like you. It was a story from another world.
The wall is gone now, but the curiosity of what happened remains.
We are close to start. Yes. This is our relay baton. So it's old. There's actually one big over there.
Philipp is more of a mountaineer, but he's using road running as a way to explore this project.
This is our little one, and we carry it all the way from the most southern part of the border triangle, where we are now, up to the Baltic Sea. 1,400 kilometers. It's to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the fall of the wall. So the frontier line, the border divided Germany, the eastern and the western part. And on the 9th of November, it's the 30th anniversary. And we want to discover all the stories and everything that happened along the way. And I'm super excited because I'm 20 years old and I know what happened, but I don't know really what happened because I don't know the stories. I didn't meet a lot of people, so this is going to be really excited. It's kind of a travel through German history.
In order to get a better understanding of this history and its impacts, Philipp and a group of 8 other runners from all across Germany were going to try to run the entirety of the wall from one side of the country to the other. All of this before the anniversary of the wall coming down, which was coming up in 8 days.
We're starting!
Here we go!
This is the border, yeah?
So
this is where the tank is usually, running along. And it's not really comfortable to run on it, because there's all these holes in between. So, in the end, we hopefully cover these 1,400 kilometers and end up somewhere at the sea, ideally.
very excited. I'm also a little bit scared and wondering how it's gonna be. It's gonna be tough, I think.
There's not a whole lot that's easy about running over 1,000 kilometers, but it was the history underneath our feet that was going to be heavy.
The border runs right through the country, through the middle of Germany. From the Baltic Sea to the point where 3 countries meet in northeastern Bavaria, it runs for almost 1,400 kilometers right through the country like an ugly scar. There it will exist for 455 months, cutting like an iron curtain through landscapes, villages and towns, destroying centuries-old structures and separating people from each other.
So no one knew before that there will be a village divided into 2 occupation zones. Because, well, everyone knows Berlin, no one knows Mödl about it. And there was no information in East Germany about it. So some people, they didn't know what will wait for them along the German border, but while finally arriving at that fence, they just tried to climb above that fence. And, well, some, well, died. And, well, after 4.5 kilometers, you arrived at the protective strip, and the whole area was illuminated at night. And the protective strip was closed to within the country by alarming fences. When 2 wires touch, or you cut one of those wires, it started a silent alarm, and that means within 4 minutes the first soldiers arrived here. And if you pull yourself up, it's sharpened, so you'd rip off skin and flesh up to the bones. Well, and splinter mines covered about 1/3 of the border fence. Always installed in 3 rows, 110 grams of TNT, detonated, and 50 sharp metal pieces, 3 millimeters times 3 millimeters, were shot out and could easily kill someone up to a distance of 10, 12 meters. About 800 up to 900 people died while escaping from East to West Germany. Some drowned in border rivers like River Elbe, some drowned in the Baltic Sea, some got shot, some got killed by mines. Way more people got captured but got killed.
vorbei. So we have a problem now. There's a double track on the watch. But this is not the problem. The problem is the two runners went the wrong way, but it didn't get lost, it just went back the way we came. So we'll be like 30 kilometers more today. This is the Bavarian Tower, and they built this up that people from the west can look down to people from the east. It's just to watch them, what they do, and it's like a zoo. So you watch the people that are gated, fenced. It's coming, but slowly, yeah, so we have enough time.
So I took the real running shoes today, and yeah, the rain is not that heavy right now. We're on the track, that's good. It's just great. We've got a lot of time to think about things and what it meant for the people who lived there 30 years ago. In some places time still stands still, yeah? I'm born in the former DDR, so I like to travel, I love to travel, I like to discover new places, and you didn't have that much chances. I think it's really quite hard to imagine what it means to live in a bordered country like this, because that's the world you are born in.
It seems like most of the world has heard the story of a divided Germany, but they're all thinking of Berlin, which is just one city in an entire country. And as the kilometers kept on flying by, we began to realize the scope of the division, as well as how far we still had to go.
There's a memory place next to me here. Looks like memory place of German separation. Do we need a memory place for the separation?
In order to look back at a certain time, you need some kind of object, some kind of reason to look back. And these objects here are kind of the reason to look back, to reflect on what happened back then. It was the border between two opposite systems, and we are right now in the command tower of the former border checkpoint. This transit route was very dangerous for the East German system because with the West German cars and with the West German people, their ideas and their influence coming into the country. And of course this influence was not wanted. Trying to just drive through, well, it was deadly. When I tell smaller children about that, or even you, sometimes I feel like the grandmother talking about the war. It's very hard to put yourself in the shoes of people who lived through that.
Running connected us with people whose stories made 30 years ago feel like yesterday.
Jetzt kam ja die Zeit, wo Berlin noch offen war, seinerzeit das Jahr. Die Menschen flüchteten also jeden Tag, manchmal 2.000, 3.000 über Ostberlin nach Westberlin. Am besagten Morgen war er da, ich hatte noch eine Forstmütze besorgt für ihn, damit, falls von Weitem doch wer guckte, da dachten sie, ja, Förster und Dazugehöriger. Dann habe ich ihn eingeweiht. Ist klar, die Leute waren aufgeregt, ich selber auch, aber ich musste führen. Ich musste es unterdrücken. Ja. Es musste ja klappen, es musste klappen. Ne. 99% gab ich immer, aber 1%, das können Sie sich vorstellen. Ne. Ich hatte immer das Gefühl, ich werde doch irgendwie ganz schön beobachtet. Und so war es ja auch. Ne.
Auf der anderen Seite frage ich mich immer, warum wir oder ich persönlich nicht schon früher den Mut gehabt haben, um auf die Straße zu gehen und die Wahrheit zu sagen. Vielleicht wäre ja die Wende viel früher gekommen und nicht erst 89.
Und die jungen Leute, die also jetzt geboren sind nach 89, die kannten ja das auch gar nicht mehr, aber denen hat man dann eben mit auf den Weg gegeben, ihr seid Menschen zweiter Klasse. In Brandenburg, in Sachsen. Und das ist falsch, das ist nicht so. Ja? Unsere Aufgabe hier wird also auch in Zukunft immer wieder sein, zu sagen, die kamen aus einer Diktatur der Nazis, gingen in eine Diktatur der Kommunisten und sind jetzt in einem wiedervereinigten Deutschland.
Dass es gilt, für die Freiheit einzutreten. Und Freiheit bekommt man nicht umsonst, sondern man muss Demokratie leben. Und da muss ich auch dafür kämpfen entsprechend. Ich muss zur Wahl gehen und muss auch mit dazu beitragen, dass die Demokratie lebendig ist.
And today I'm quite old, 65, and for me it's just a story now of the German past.
It actually felt like we were running into the past as we ran to one of the border towns where one of our 8 runners, Ida, was born.
And a few people from my old school joined us, and they were running with us for like 5K. I think I really love my town because it's the east and west, they come together. My old school, everything where I grew up, and a small part of my family.
When we passed through, Ida was able to connect with her younger sister. But just a few generations earlier in the same place, her grandmother was separated from her family by the wall.
I guess it's for everyone, but for me, family is the important thing in the world. To have a wall between family, siblings, or relatives must be so hard. I can see her all the time when I want to see her, without any walls. And I really need to see her. I'm not able to imagine how difficult it was to escape. But if you ask me now, for me there would be no question to escape just to see my family and my sister. I can really understand why they do that, why they did that.
After almost a week of hard running, the team still had 48 hours and a lot of kilometers left. If they wanted a shot of completing the entire border by the 30th anniversary, they were going to have to come together to put in 2 long days.
All right. Day 7, along the wall. We're heading to the ferry. Tomorrow's the last day. Realizing that, this wouldn't be possible 30 years ago.
Found a bridge, passing the border, build bridges, no borders. Woo!
Oh, I'm so tired, but it's cold, it's wet, and I really love the challenge.
See if we can make it to the ferry.
It's 5:30 and the first ferry is coming. On the one hand, it's a bit sad that the end of winter came to an end, but on the other hand, the legs are tired and I'm really tired. Today we are running 140k, and at the end of the day we want to end up in the Baltic Sea.
Woo! Last day!
Yeah, I think we are like a small family now. Yeah, we had a great time together.
27k, and then there's another, 30 or so left. And the plan is to do the final 6 all together, so this will really be fun. Yeah, you see all the sweat up here, so it's ours, There is no wall anymore, but you see a few towers and you kind of still feel where you are right now. You kind of realize you're privileged actually to being able to cross the border every minute if you want to. And 30 years back in time, you probably couldn't even get closer.
It's our last day today. The sun was shining today. We're wearing shorts. It's just amazing. I think we have to hurry a little bit. The images of the border we passed and how it looks like today, and also the people we met there and what they told us, and there were some great words and ideas they gave to us. So we carried up the idea and our thoughts, and yeah, with all this we carried also this one. Yeah. It's heavy. It's heavy, so it's not easy to carry it the whole time. There's no color anymore, but it went through all of our hands, and that makes it special.
We had been running so much along this old inner German border. There's not a lot of wall pieces left, and we saw that it was taken down. It's not existing anymore, and this really made me thinking that it's about taking the walls down that are in your head, in everyone's head. It's not about Ossis or Wessis, BRD, DDR. It's about all these things that stuck in your mind and steal your freedom, your personal freedom. All these things that stop us from being happy and being free. Being together in so many hours, it really brought us together, and it's about this.
He's doing the last kilometers, and the whole crew is gonna join him now and to finish together up here.
It's always hard when something is finished, you know, but still, you know, there was a feeling of turning around and running back in a way, yeah.
And around midnight, our 1,400 kilometer journey came to an end. And just like that, 30 years ago, a wall that had divided Germany into east and west became nothing more than an old road, just a path that now teaches people how to come together.